Okay, hello and welcome again. So I wanted to give you a brief intro into starting the review module. So you should have at this point already worked through the orientation module and have a good understanding of how the class works, right? That's pretty important because then you need to understand how you're going to turn your assignments in on time and how to get a hold of me and stuff like that. So, look through the syllabus, all that kind of stuff. So make sure you've worked through the orientation video already, and then now you're ready to start with the review module. Starting the review module is very important in a calculus class. So generally, and every person, every professor I've ever talked to agrees with this, 9 times out of 10, maybe more, when a student is not successful in calculus, it's not because they can't do the calculus. It's generally because their algebra is weak. And a lot of times when you're doing algebra, you're going to have to do a whole bunch of algebra and then a little bit of calculus. That's how a lot of these sections are going to go, right? A bunch of algebra to put things in the right form. Then you apply some calculus formula and you're done. But you can never get to the part where you do the calculus if you're struggling with the algebra. So this module, this review module, works a little bit differently than the rest of our modules are going to work in that there's a lot to it. So really, the amount of time and effort that you spend on this review module should come down to how much you need. Some of you might have a very strong algebra background and you're ready to jump right into the homework. So basically, there's all these resources here for you. There's videos to help you remember how to do this stuff. And then at the bottom, this is what it's going to look like when you generally have the homework. This is actually part of my open math homework, but it's embedded right here inside of Canvas. So what's going to happen is you're going to work through this module where you need to, and then you're going to get to the bottom and you're going to try these homework assignments. See how it has a due date on there already? So you know exactly when you need to get this completed by. So let's click this. We click on it. And I think it looks a little bit different from me because I'm the teacher, but we'll just hit teacher preview, and then it's going to jump into some homework assignments. So what you can do is go into these homework assignments, see what you can do, see what algebra you remember, and then where you're having trouble, go back and watch the videos associated to that, right? So if I jump right back up here, so if you're having trouble with linear functions, come up and watch some videos on linear functions. If you're having trouble with polynomial and rational functions, then watch those videos. Some of you may not need to watch any of the videos and you can just go through and do the homework and get it completed. That's great. Some of you may need to watch the videos a couple times because you haven't taken algebra for a long time, or maybe you struggled in algebra and barely got through and you're feeling a little bit weaker at it. That's okay, but you're going to have to spend some time learning that material. Remember, we do have a tutoring center that also will meet with students through Zoom. So don't be afraid to use the tutors and get help from them. But you need to have the strong algebra background in order to be successful in this course. So that's the idea here. Work through these where you need to brush up on your algebra skills. You do not have to watch every single video. If you remember how to do certain algebra, don't watch all the videos on it. But if you're having trouble on the homework, go back and figure out where those types of problems are being discussed and go back and watch those videos, right? Remember, another good resource is the textbook itself. So you can go back and check the textbook. So that's kind of what's expected from this first module, which is the review module. It's a lot if you go through and do all of it. So again, really do the parts that you need. And some of you may need all of it, but some of you may just need certain parts of it. Go through, do those certain parts, and then you can move on to the next module. Okay, thank you.